Hi, guys. Donnie Rouse here, and you are listening to the podcast One Life Unfamiliar Environments. One of the things I like most about traveling is being in an unfamiliar environment. And the reason why I love it so much is because when you're in a new environment, all of your senses are wide open. Now, all of a sudden, you are completely alive and your senses are literally grasping everything and trying to make sense of everything. Your mind is opened up because nothing around you is familiar. One of the things that I love to do is whenever I'm traveling is I love taking the public transportation into wherever it is that I'm going. Um, and the reason I like doing that is because it literally puts me right into the heartbeat of the city. And it makes me immediately step out of that comfort zone. Like imagine you arrive in a new place, you're in the airport, and now you're like, okay, I have to get to my destination, my hotel or hostel, wherever you're staying, and then now you're looking at all these steps. But it's one thing to say, okay, well, get on train A, get off at stop number one, switch over to the line, get on the blue line. But when you add in the layers of the fact that, well, one, you gotta get a ticket from a machine that is not even that's not in English. You have to, figure out which line to take, what direction you're going to, and you're going to be surrounded by all these people that are going to look at you like, who the heck is this person taking the public transportation? Um, it's just one of the experiences that I love whenever I go into a city, and the reason is because it gets me. It literally strips me of my clothes. Well, my metaphorical clothing, and I don't really strip on the train, but it removes all of the biases. You're completely exposed. And then now, as a result, when you get to the destination, you've already had an adventure. You already feel like you've been somewhere, and literally all you did was you took a train, got off, and like walked a few blocks to your destination. But let's equate this to how it relates to life, because likely our days tend to cycle around the same things. I know, speaking from experience, when I am doing work in my room, sometimes I don't even step outside. I'm doing the things that like I do my work. I may go for a walk around the block. I can't even speak. And then I get back into my room. I do some work, and it's like the days that I'm like, I barely left my room. So the what I'm trying to say is you need to add some novelty into your day. You need to do things that make your open up your mind, so this way it starts to sense again. It starts to reawaken your senses, because by doing so, the biases, the things you have, you kind of should fall away, and you're more available, more open to life. So let's talk about novelty. Like, what are some of the ways that you bring in the new into your life? You infuse your life with newness. It could be going to a new restaurant. It could be hiking, a new mountain, or visiting a nearby town that you had never been before. All of it will give you that same sense, or that same feeling. I like to go a little bit further, because even when I travel, and this is kind of silly, but when I travel, I would be like, oh, America. Yeah, I could travel in America, but America's America, right? Everywhere I go, I know I'm in America, which is true to an extent. But I know if I go out west to Utah or Arizona, the surroundings are going to be completely different. I'm going to feel like I'm in a different place. I'm going to, and I would feel that openness. But I like to go extremes, and so I go to far corners of the earth so I could experience, not just experience this feeling. I mean, I want to experience whatever country I'm going to. But I go there because of the newness, because of the culture shock, because I know that it'll force me to step out of that comfort zone. It'll force me to grow in ways I wouldn't be able to if I were going to a place where I felt comfortable getting around, like Ireland or England. It just those beautiful places. But I didn't it wasn't as I didn't feel it stretch my mind as much because I was able to get by and speak the language. Drop me in a place where I know nobody and I can't speak the language. All of a sudden, it's like, all right, let's figure this out. And so going back to novelty, like, why is it so important? Because our mind, your mind tends to try to like categorize and make things more efficient. As a result, like just being home, right? There's blessings that surround you every moment of every day. So unless you're making a conscious effort to acknowledge the beauty that is there, you tend to turn a blind eye to it. Because the mind is saying, okay, well, this is similar to yesterday. I already know the quickest path to my end goal. Let me just go in it. So you flick on the autopilot and you're like, and all of a sudden you get to your day. You're like, what the hell did I even do? Like, I don't even remember part of it. I didn't even speak to anybody, So what I really want to tell you is to just inject newness into your life and to do experiences that are going to force you to open up. While they might not be comfortable, they will give you a sense of adventure and excitement. And that is where your senses start to open up and you start to experience and feel more life. So you don't even have to do that. You can literally just give yourself things that remind you to zoom out and to appreciate the small things in life. One of the things I'll share with you, if I may click over here, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get this poem up. There's a poem that I love, and it is, I'm not going to be able to pull it up here. It has to do about travel and about living one's life and enjoying the journey and not just waiting until you get the destination. Whenever I read that poem, I'm reminded that every day, like the journey is what it's all about. The journey is life. And to make time every single day to enjoy it. But without that reminder, it's very easy for me to, literally, I have it set as my homepage. But without that reminder, it's very easy for me to just to turn on that autopilot and to just do things, but okay, I'm done, go to sleep and do the same thing. And all of a sudden, I wake up, I'm like, I'm in a rut. I need a change. One of the reasons why I like to book frequent travels, because I go there, it's like a reset of my operating system, come back, and I feel fresh. So you decide what is that reset for you. You get to decide how you could infuse that newness in your day so that you can feel more of life. So that is my little tidbit for you that I wanted to share. It was on top of mine. I'll probably end up doing a little bit more in-depth piece on this that is a little bit more thought out, but it was some inspiration. I felt called to share with it, and here it is. So I hope you enjoyed this post. If you did, share it with 5 people. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, you only get one life. Live fully, live passionately, and most of all, live it now. God bless.